Okay, here we are in another best of three from the Goblin Cluckfest. This one's going to be starring Percival in the red Vanguard, and Percival's opponent is TheoRy in the blue Infernal. And this map is Furious Resolve. It's a real big map. We got a vault coming out from TheoRy while his Hexen's trying to scout the map. And the dog from Percival unfortunately goes to the wrong place of the map. Gets unlucky with the scouting, and it's TheoRy that's going to get lucky with the scouting. And let's see, does he go right into the base? Ooh, does the quick in and out, but then does come in. Okay, so sometimes you can do that quick in and out where maybe your opponent doesn't see you, but we can see here, oops, pardon me, by the scouting pattern here of the Fog of War, that what that means is Percival saw the Hexen and knew that that meant that TheoRy was here, and immediately turned his dog to go scout over here instead. And that annoying dog out of Percival. We saw some matches out of Percival earlier where he was able to do some really annoying dog harass. But it looks like TheoRy here able to kind of push it back a little bit faster, getting a couple of chops from the brute, and that's some serious DPS. Every chop you get is a nice chunk of the dog's life. And the dog went and ate that cabbage, so he's back up at full. And the brute trying to get some more DPS on the dog, and the dog just being annoying. Biting the Hexen's heels. And ooh, using one of the Skulls of Shedda on the dog. I do that whenever I'm trying to make a statement that says I want to kill a dog, and we see that dog going down there. And luckily, actually spawning a fiend. But the Hexen going down, the Hedgehog coming in and sniping that Hexen. So both early scout units getting sniped. And this Hedgehog trying to be extra a pain in the butt. But these fiends from the converted brute chasing the Hedgehog away. But that Hedgehog, yeah, these kiting units, super annoying. The minute you stop chasing them, they can just turn around and start firing again. Oh, nice little surround there on that Shadow Mastiff. And no! Almost a little surround on the Hedgehogs as well, but we got to promote on one of those Hedgehogs. And doing a pretty good job microing around. And looks like going to take out these Fiends. Well, the Fiends re-dipping into the speed juices, making them just a little bit extra, giving them a little extra speed to get on top of the Hedgehog, and that Hedgehog might go down. No. Going down. Okay. Now, at what cost? I don't know. There's a lot of Fiends that got sort of sacked in that attempt, but still a victory. Still a victory. This brute kind of all by himself. And splitting, and these Fiends maybe trying to do some more. But I think not really great choice. A dog showing up. That's the second dog, so we know that's been built. First one being lost earlier in the skirmish. And these Fiends running all the way back, but being chased by the Hedgehogs and the dog. Oh, nice surround on the dog. That's the dog going down. And eating one of the cabbages as much to heal up the Fiends as it was to deny it from Percival to be able to get up, say, on one of his Hedgehogs, or maybe on this Lancer who gets taken out. And got taken out, but traded pretty well with a bunch of Fiends there. And another Brute looks like going to go down. And the Hedgehog's not really interested in pushing into the Shroud Stone. Probably a good idea. There is only two Hedgehogs, or three now, but Hedgehogs will do better against the static D in more numbers. And let's see, they do bonus damage versus heavy. That means they do bonus to those Shroud Stones. And now the Hedgehogs are taking out the healing camp that is all the way over here on TheoRy side of the map. And again, that's one of those benefits you can do if you've got the map control. You can take out those more distant creep camps and then go back and take out your own later if you need to. That little fiend trying to cause some damage, but hacking a Bob with almost no life, and it gets taken out in one shot. Brutes over here just soaking up that speedy juice, feeling like they're fast. While the hedgehogs have a bit more of the map control, claiming the vision camp. It now looks like maybe trying to take out this resource camp as well, this Luminite camp. And of course being able to kite these bruisers, almost taking no damage from these creeps. Very, very nice control. And taking out the camp, but now we see these brutes speeding down from TheoRy. They've been soaking in those speed juices for so long. They finally decide, let's go fight, and then they said, nope, back to the bath. Go hang out in the hot tub. But not you two. You two are not allowed. It kind of looks like this guy is getting buffed. So you are in just your toes, but not you. And taking out a fiend over here to reclaim the vision camp, while the rest of the hedgehogs taking this vision camp. So we are seeing Percival get a lot of the creep income here. And some speedy fiends trying to get a surround on the hedgehog, but again, they're just so slippery. Eating a cabbage and just losing two of those fiends. Not really worth it. Ooh, we got a Vulcan. This is a very strange choice, I think. The lone Vulcan moving out to take down the tower. I guess not super worried about a bunch of fiends. Vulcans are pretty good against fiends, but you know, how do you not expect the whole army to come down? But this Vulcan, super brave, is also going to say, I'm going to hold this camp. In fact, try and take it from me. That's my job. I'm the camp keeper. And TheoRy just hanging out in the speed camp all day with his 6 brutes. What's he got going on back home here? There we go. Okay. It's rare to just sit on 6 brutes for so long. So here we go. The tech switch into Spriggans. And the Spriggans are out on the map now. Only 4. 5, 6. Okay. Not exactly sure how many you need to have a good harass force. 6 feels like a good number. 7. And I feel like they can do a little bit more damage than, say, Mutas, where you might want to have 9 or 12 or something like that before you move out. Here we go. Vulcan getting caught out of position. And the Spriggans are... Oh, the repair is just doing enough. And yeah, okay. Sweet anti-air coming out of those sieged hedgehogs, which definitely told you to get out of here. You want your Spriggans to survive more than you want that Vulcan to go down. And those Spriggans coming out here. Oh, some of those hedgehogs sieging. Wow, look at the range on that. That's amazing. So yeah, you definitely don't want to get caught around those hedgehogs. More coming to the main and sieging up. And we've got actually some Atlases here too. Alright, wow, okay. And doing some serious damage. We got one Spriggan going down. Another siege and a Hornet. You definitely don't want to fight into that. That's sort of an anti-Spriggan army right there. Hornets and hedgehogs. And TheoRy is, well, what's he going to do now? Capture some towers, it looks like. Meanwhile, Percival is trying to push across the map. A bunch of brutes here, though. They're not speedy, but if they're in a defensive position like they are there, they can do pretty good. And Percival waiting for those siege units to move up. Once the Atlases are in place, the hedgehogs can start being annoying. And it looks like these Spriggans are moving out. Where are they going? I'm not sure. Your opponent's to the south, TheoRy. Hornets trying to mess with this brute. And Atlas is now laying down some damage on these buildings. But we got Weavers on the map, and Weavers come and pull down those Atlases, and the Sword Boys try to move forward. And, oh, they get taken. A lot of the Lancers get taken out too. We still have a Vulcan in the back. The anti-air from the Hedgehogs is doing some serious work. Taking out Shadow Flyers and Spriggan. And now we've got a Dragon there. The Dragon's going to take out those Hedgehogs. Despite being air himself, he's got so much hit points he can kind of move down on top of them. And repair turret back here, healing up those Hedgehogs, which is a nice little addition to the Hedgehog plays, having a repair turret somewhere nearby. So you can get all healed up and then go right back into battle. A nice brave Lancer over here, soloing some. And that's just a straight G. Ooh, I missed here. There must have been Spriggans and Fiends here. And that's a GG out of Percival. Okay, here we are in game 2 of this best of 3 with TheoRy in the Blue Infernal, spawning on the bottom left here of Titan's Causeway. And we've got Percival in the red Vanguard trying to make it a 1-1 game, a 1-1 match. And sending this dog out, making his way across the map real quickly and into the main, seeing there's not much here. There was a vault down there. That's all you're really going to see. And the slower Hexen trying to make her way over to Percival's base to see what's going on there. We see we got a couple workers on Therium. This is 8 workers on the Luminite and 3 now. Sort of interesting. They say that 8 is the most efficient on here. After that, you start getting diminishing returns. And now, okay, the units that were on Therium get pulled off, as well as 2 off Luminite, and they're being sent down here. And again, this Hexen from TheoRy going to be a little annoying trying to block the command post, but the command post still gets put down. So it's interesting seeing which Bobs were used for this. As not a Vanguard player, this is sort of some of that nuance in the matchup. And how do you maximize your macro? Now, all these units get assigned to this one, and we're back up to 8 up here. So what that means is we're getting the maximum efficiency of our Bobs on these mining nodes. Now, this dog had to go get a cabbage, and we're actually going to maybe see a Bob go down here. Is that Bob going to go down? No, the Bob's getting mass repaired. And as I always say, Bobs are invincible, so I don't know why people keep trying to kill them. There's no way to kill them. That dog is invincible now. The Bobs are just kind of being jerks now. Showing off that there's nothing you can do to them. That dog trying to get the Hexen. 2 overcharged Bobs chasing her down too. Oh, poor miss. You got to do the hokey pokey and turn yourself around. Oh no. If you don't hokey pokey yourself out of there, how are you going to get home? Oh well, who needs a Hexen anyways? That's not the most important unit in the game. You still have imps, which are the most important unit in the game. At least according to Joey Lumberpile. Okay, this single brute and single fiend deciding no longer trying to do any pressure over there, and instead going for this camp, and that poor brute just gets shredded by the charge attack. This resembles more of my creeping these units. Although that was some pretty good micro out of TheoRy there to keep more of his units alive and not let those charge get on his fiends. This was just an annoying dog trying to get into the base. The main here still pretty much nothing there. And I like this split. 10 is the next most efficient you can have. and 7 units on Therium. I usually go for 7 or 8 imps on Therium on my main. That's one of the more efficient Therium. You'll get the most Therium you can, and until you get close to mining out, you will not run out of nodes. And TheoRy's still being kind of aggressive on the map with his brutes, and he's only got 2. There is this buzzsaw cannon up now, and I think that's enough for him to say, okay, I'm out of here. I'm wondering if this pressure is more just about scouting and keeping Percival in his base. Because it doesn't look like there's going to be a lot of damage that can be done there. Clever buzzsaw creeping. And like buzzsaw's bouncing to knock down trees. I didn't know it did that before. But that's cool. And again, probably strategic placing of the buzzsaw cannon by Percival. He probably knows that he can hit the camp from there and it can be useful. And TheoRy still with these forward units taking out the vision camp and just, you know, trying to make his presence on the map felt by Percival. Certainly when I'm playing a game like this and I think my opponent's units are right outside my map, I end up sitting in my map a lot and sitting in my base a lot more. And that can mean I start falling behind in macro and creeping and other aspects of the game. So certainly very useful strategy to just make your opponent feel like they're contained, even if you can't actually contain them with the units that you have. Oh, we got a Hornet here coming in, and Manifest Shroudstone chasing it away. And now we're going to get a little skirmish over this vision camp. The Lancers, all speedy McSpeedies, getting on top of these. Ooh, now on the Fiends and cleaning them up. TheoRy going for the creep income instead of trying to fight the Lancers. And now running back with his injured units back to the healing camp. And, well, he could fight in the... Yeah, I think it's smarter to fight in the healing camp and try and hold it than running away and letting Percival take it. And, ooh, with some nice micro, able to corner one of those Lancers. And this hero brute trying to chase these others back. I got them. You guys don't worry about me. Seriously, don't worry about me. He's just going to tank them all. Only then sort of going down, running those Fiends away. Brutes retaking the vision camp while these Lancers are trying to get back home, getting in their own speed camp and cleaning up these Fiends that are trying to take it back. That's good because that means he can keep that speed boost. And now moving forward, those speedy Lancers, look at them jog. They're going to try and take out this camp. Again, this is, you know, I'm an Infernal player. My units are super squishy. I would never think I could take this out with 3 Lancers. And maybe that's not the case. Maybe he cannot. Maybe he was just walking over here. We now have Spriggans over here. Spriggans on top of Lancers. That's really good. Spriggans on top of Medtech. Also good. Medtechs can, of course, hit Spriggans, but they don't do a lot of DPS. And, ooh, here come the Hornets. And the Hornets are really good against the Spriggans, but the Hornets have to get chased away. This Medtech's about to go down. There is building a turret here, but that's actually not super helpful without a Exo to put in for a flat cannon. And the Spriggan Force plus a couple of Shadow Flyers. Ooh, nicely taking out that Hornet. Another Hornet healed up by the Nano Swarm over here. Single Exo. And it looks like another sentry post going down right here. But before it goes down, we have all this army jumping on top. The Spriggans managed to take out the Hornet. They're now focusing fire down the Exo. And the Exo running away. But now some Lancers stopping the fight. Getting extra damage from the Spriggans above. Also getting that debuff that slows them and slows their attack speed. And now these units trying to pressure this third base. But yeah, a shield or a rampart with the reinforce going down on the sentry post. And of course can be turned into a buzzsaw cannon. very quickly. Interesting that these weak Lancers have not been added in to turn into a Buzzsaw Cannon. I think that was probably a mistake. And now some more Lancers trying to join, but actually getting caught under this whole army there, going down. The Bobs decided for a second that maybe we want to get involved in this, but then retreat back, having not finished off that sentry post, which gets focused down. And all these Bobs now getting chewed down by Spriggans and Brutes. A couple of Hornets arriving. Hornets again really good against Spriggans, but not in this numbers. Unfortunately, not well. This Hornet again surviving very long actually. It also going down. And yeah, these Bobs keep trying to hold their own and do their invincibility act where they just repair each other. And it's working. They're surviving quite a bit. Hornets coming back in. Some Sky Mines coming out and detonating on some Spriggans. Not exactly sure. It looks like they, once you get close enough, they sort of seek onto your flying units. Some Shadow Flyers coming in. A single Hornet versus single Spriggan, I think, is not a good matchup. These Brutes now up in the mineral line up here. And some repairs going down on this Hornet. Very chaotic little battle up here. These Bobs are fighting the Brutes, but they're not overcharged. We now have a Nightfall infestation going down, and a lot of Fiends spawning from these infested Bobs. Finally, look like these Bobs are going down. And we have Brutes out in the main too. Real chaotic battle going here. But these Fiends decide they need to come back and oh, that's why we need to jump on top of these transferring workers while we can. Some Sky Mines going down, taking out all those Spriggans, and now we have Hornets in the sky uncontested. But this base over here still getting pressured. And maybe TheoRy finally saying, okay, I gotta move back. Some Shadow Flyers coming out, taking out one Hornet. That's not really great. A Spriggan going down. Another Spriggan showing up, but 3 Hornets is more than a match for that. Fiends still trying to get on these Bobs, but again, Bobs are invincible, so why attack them? Actually, these Bobs might go down. Here are a couple. They go down, and maybe we're going to see this command post going down, and that's a GG out of Percival.